I never planned to stop helping my brother's family. That's important to say first. People hear these stories and imagine one dramatic argument changes everything overnight. But most family resentment builds quietly, under years of ordinary moments nobody thinks to name while they're happening. This probably started long before Christmas. I was the dependable sibling, the one who stayed local, the one who answered calls. I didn't make much of myself socially, at least not in ways my family valued. I worked steady hours, lived modestly, avoided debt, and became useful in ways that disappear easily inside families. When my brother Mark got behind on daycare payments one winter, I handled it quietly. When his youngest needed dental work insurance wouldn't fully cover, I transferred money without discussion. Over time, I ended up paying for things nobody publicly attached to me anymore. Grocery deliveries during tight months, school clothes, part of an after-school program under my account because it simplified billing. I told myself I was helping the kids, not funding appearances. Maybe both were true. Mark liked presenting himself as successful, confident, loud in the way people become when they're terrified of looking unstable. At family gatherings, he talked about investments, promotions, vacations they were planning soon. Meanwhile, I became background furniture, useful, unremarkable. The Christmas call came 3 days before the holiday while I was leaving work. Mark sounded strangely cheerful at first. "We're keeping Christmas smaller this year," he said. I remember snow collecting along the curb while he talked. Then came the pause people use before saying something they already rehearsed. "It's probably better if you sit this one out." I asked why. He laughed lightly. "Come on. Christmas isn't really a place for losers." Not angry, not shouting, just casual enough to hurt properly. The strange thing was my first emotion wasn't sadness. It was exhaustion, like some part of me finally stopped trying to earn dignity from people who benefited from my silence. So I said, "Okay, nothing more." Mark seemed almost disappointed I didn't argue. After Christmas, I sat at my kitchen table one morning and opened my banking apps. I canceled the recurring after-school payments, closed the grocery delivery account tied to their address, removed myself from the tuition installment backup I'd been covering quietly for nearly a year. No speeches, no revenge fantasy, just an ending. The consequences appeared gradually. First came texts asking whether my bank was having problems, then missed calls, then irritation. Mark left a voicemail saying I was overreacting over a joke. What unsettled me most was how genuinely confused he sounded, as if financial support existed naturally, like weather, and not because another person kept choosing it every month. A week later, his wife Rachel called, not emotional, tense, but controlled. "The school says the aftercare balance is overdue," she said carefully. "Did something happen with the account?" That was the moment the situation became real outside my own head. Paperwork had noticed, systems had noticed, silence could no longer hide who was carrying what. I told her the payments had stopped intentionally. Long pause, then quietly, "Mark said you just helped sometimes." I almost answered defensively. Instead, I just said, "It became more than sometimes." After that, the family shifted awkwardly around the truth. My parents tried mediating in careful language that mostly exposed how much they already knew. Mark didn't mean it. "You know how stressed they are. Maybe everyone took each other for granted. Maybe." But I noticed nobody asked why I'd been carrying so much alone in the first place. Months have passed now. I still send birthday gifts to the kids directly, books mostly, small things, things that feel personal instead of structural. Mark and I speak rarely. When we do, he sounds different, less confident, more aware that support comes from actual people, not invisible systems that refill themselves forever. And me? I'm still figuring out the difference between being loved and being relied on. For most of my adult life, I confused the two.